LL Cool J is set to release his first album in 11 years next Friday, September the 6th,
Big
called
Ellie.
Force. Are we interested?
I actually am. I actually am. I'm an L fan, but I'm probably not gonna sit and bump it. I'm just gonna see how he rapping on. I'm just interested to see how he
Q-Tip's
rapping.
producing the whole album.
Oh, word.
Yeah, Q-Tip has produced the whole album.
Okay.
All right, Stacey, you were shaking your head.
Nah.
You are shaking your head. You are shaking your head.
I am shaking. I'm still shaking my head. So
Ain't get no PlayStation,
if you're listening and you're not watching, I am still shaking my head. No, thank you.
Why? Why you not feeling big, Ellie?
I'm good. No thanks.
Stacey ain't like LL since the 90s.
What is the last time you did? Oh, that's a good question for you, Stacey. So, if you were done with LL, what year were you done with LL?
It's a very good question. I'm glad you asked. I need to figure that out.
When he jumped in the pool with all them clothes on the lounge.
On a nobody.
It's a strong. I need to look. It's a strong chance I may have been done with him when people started referring to him as Big Ellie. That may have been it for me.
That's 04. That'd be 04.
Yeah, that was
but no, there's the song that he did with Jennifer Lopez, All My Love or All I Have. I fuck with that song heavy. But other than that, I don't. Love You Better was 2002. Yeah, I think I was out. Yeah, wait a minute. I'm sitting here. I'm reading through here.
It's Headsprung.
Yeah,
that's the line. That was his last single, wasn't it?
No, he had them other songs. Remember, he had that song with the country singer that was like, I'll put down my red rags, you put down your Confederate flag.
I honestly don't remember that.
All right, we're looking at.
It's like Convenient Racist or something like that.
All right, so 2001 is Fatty Girl. Okay, so I was still there.
That was that FUBU compilation.
Like, so I was with the FUBU, like, and then so I'm already there. And I think that might be it, because like I said, Love You Better is like the next single that he had. Single is a lead artist. Oh, it's a featured artist. So wait a minute.
Then that one with A. Marie.
So we are rolling with 2002. All I Have, Jennifer Lopez. That was it. I didn't. Once Headsprung came out, I was pretty much as soon as they called me Big LA. Nope.
She was like, nope.
Hey, I ain't gonna front. In the club at that time when I was there on the East Coast, it went hard when that song came on.
Yeah.
I know people didn't like. There's a revisionist history of it, I feel like, but like then, like living on the East Coast, then like it was cats kicking it to that. Not everybody want to act like they wasn't kicking it to that. The Headsprung.
Yeah,
that's because they went back. It was like if he wouldn't have said I'm Big Ellie, I think the song could have went through and been through. If he do as a re-edit of it, just take that off, I'm big, and then go to the next line, I think none of y'all would ever had any issue with LL doing that.
They call me Big LA. Nope.
But I do think that people have forgotten how dope LL run was and how dope LL is as a rapper for all time.
I think a lot of people, well, I don't want to say a lot of people have forgotten him as a artist, right? Because at this point, there's his acting credits are probably
hosting Grammys and awards.
Right. So I think at this point, people don't realize that he rap, right? And again, we have a generation now of kids who don't. Our favorite artists that we loved as rappers, our kids are seeing them as role models, as positive role models.
Yeah, look at Snoop,
Ice Cube.
So everybody, all our favorite rappers of 50 years and up, playing the flute and making bread and teaching kids how to read. So like that's what our kids know. Like, but for him, I think there are younger people who never, by the time that they started really listening to music, LL wasn't doing it for real like that no more, right? So think about it. If you, depending on how old you are, if your first thing of your first appearance of LL is Headsprung, You didn't get I'm Bad. You didn't get Mama Said Knock You Out.
I'd like to talk our intern, shout out to you, Bobby. As I nicknamed him Aqua Lad. I believe he was born in the year of Headsprung.
Oh,
am I right, Bobby? You can put in the chat room. Am I right? You were born in 04, right? 03, 04, right?
Oh man. Lord.
Yep, 04.
Right.
Yeah. So he don't even know what you mean.
I don't know about the
Headsprung was a classic by the time he was. He was.
Do you know what I was doing in 2004? That's when I started.
Yes, her mama said knock you out.
Right. That's when I'm like, have I ever said I can say my old employer now because I haven't worked there in a long time now. But that's when I started working at City. Is in 2004. I was 22. Our intern could be my child. And
apartment.
That's I was living in Cypress Village. So I was riding.
So in theory, actually, our intern has never heard a hit from LL. I just thought about it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Nothing on a commercial.
I mean, that's real talk. I mean, like I said, so again, someone who is younger. I mean, like, and again, my intern is at least 20 years old, right? So there's with that. But for the last 20 years, what music have you heard from LL for when someone for LL to call himself the GOAT? And if there's going to be a GOAT argument over the last 20 years, there's nothing that he has possibly heard that would make him want to be like you are going to have to prove to him that this is the GOAT. Like, unless he was already listening to LL, like at some point, like growing up again. So, but yeah, you would have to really show and prove that. And like, you gotta be like, okay, but you don't know about what happened with the battle with him and Cannabis. Who? They was fighting weed? What happened? No, okay, Cannabis.
Now I'll argue this though, Stacey. I would say that, you know, the people giving Jay-Z a lot of his props now and within it, I would say if it wasn't for Beyonce, Jay-Z wouldn't be known no more to be low key. he would be just a classic dope rapper from the 99s and 2000s. I mean, the 90s and the 2000s. I think Beyonce keeps him more relevant than anything, of him being like considered one of the best rappers of all time.
That's
because he stays in the zeitgeist in people's minds of like, oh yeah, Jay is dope. You like, when the last time Jay dropped the album, man? What
was his last album?
And you start seeing like
last album, but. And I mean, and then from time to time, you know, he'll hop on a verse. So he will hop on a verse, but he also.
Because the LL started at 84. You got to give him that buffer years amount of years too. If you don't give Jay that time, I'm saying.
Yeah, like so. I think that's a hot
teenager too when he came.
Let me say that Jay-Z thing is such a hot take that we can't do it right now. Like we can't talk about that right now. Like I need to like because I know
that it's a real heater though. Like I've really been thinking about that.
But I need to hear your arguments so that I can debate them. And not today. We're not doing that.
I'll put one of them there for you to start thinking about. Just for you. Nas has put out better music than him in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And we just expect him as a dope, but it's not like considered. Yeah, he's the best of all time. And Jay-Z has not put out that much material, but people still keep on riding off of what he did on the Black album.
Late 90s and early 2000s.
So we can't. Because I was thinking, because one of my other younger people been putting me, I was like, I mean, Jay-Z ain't no different than Lauryn Hill. When my cousin said that, I was like,
I compare Jay-Z to Lauryn Hill.
No. He was saying like it's so long ago. My little cousin saying it was so long ago, and I'm like, man, the Black album. I was like, but hold on, Bobby was born during the Black album. That was 04 again.
20 years.
But so again, because I got 75 different thoughts going through my head.
No, I'm saying it's just something to think about. I'm not saying that.
My ADHD was not prepared for this.
And before anybody comes in the comments, yes, I know 444 was a good album. Yes, and it came out 6 years ago.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Our intern, Johnny just said that he knows LL from NCIS Los Angeles.
Yeah, and
Lip
hosted
sync
in the
battle.
Grammys.
No. That's 100% true. That's I get it.
So, but I don't.
That's the same for Ice-T too. If
I
he
believe
was
it.
as
Like,
for
I mean,
Ice-T.
yeah.
Actually, you know what? At some point, we need to just have all our artists and just have Bobby and be like, "Hey, where do you know them from?" And like, then we can get a reference of where
Hey, we
this
should
artist.
make a old school rapper hip hop clue.
Yeah. Well, Ice-T. Where do you know from Ice-T? SUV.
First time that you saw Queen Latifah, what was she doing?
Yes.
She was in that movie with Steve Martin.
The first time you heard MC Light's voice, was she announcing an award show?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. She just
know-
dropped a new album too, actually.
I know Cha Cha Cha.
Wasn't no cha cha cha. Like, so that's that's actually a really fun idea. So
The first time you heard Snoop, was he rapping? Or was he with Martha Stewart?
with Martha Stewart. Right. The first time
Just
you
put that
saw
out there for you to think about, Stacey. Would Jay-Z be as relevant without Beyonce?
that question offends me.
Really? Why does it offend you?
I think that there are people who, I think that there's a demographic that he was opened up to because of collaboration with her, but I don't think that his relevance would be different without her.
I think because of patriarchy, it is because of that, because patriarchy says if you got the baddest chick, you the dopest person.
See, and the thing is, I feel like, because Beyonce
Think about the power that's the first thing people say.
Well,
He got the baddest chick.
but like Beyonce fans refer to Beyonce as, like, refer to Jay-Z as Beyonce's husband. The Riverfront Times referred to him as Beyonce's husband to discredit him, like, in anything that he had done. So it's like, because they try to push her to the front to try to push him back. But I think just because she is a woman, not because she's a woman, right? I mean, of course she's a woman, but
He's still actively making
because they're trying to. Usually, it's the man who is the star, right, and the woman takes the backseat. Versus in this situation with her being in the front, and I'm not saying him taking the back seat, but even with people complaining that he didn't do some of the hip hop 50th anniversary things, and everybody's like, okay, but he was with his wife and children while she was on tour, right? Like, and before that they toured together. So like, they're like, you can't. I don't think that his relevancy changes with or without her. I think that it does put him in spaces that he wouldn't have been in, but I also think it may keep him out of spaces that he could have been in.
I'll tell you this, my daughter is going to be 11 years old, and she knows him as Beyonce's husband.
my son does too. I'm like, man, this Jay-Z. He be like, who? I'm like, man,
exactly who?
I'm like, man, it's Beyonce's husband, man.
I'm just saying for us to think about it. If we're going to give LL issues for not coming out nothing in a long time and being relevant, let's keep the scales equal for every MC, that hasn't come out.
I'm not saying that LL isn't relevant. I think that at this point he's known more for being an actor than he is for being a rapper. And so same thing for Ice Cube, same thing for Ice-T. So while they may still be doing projects on the side and blah, 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 your money every month, their paycheck is not coming from an album, right? Like you were getting, like, it's Ice-T said that them Dick Wolf checks cash, like they come on time and the direct deposit hits. So that's where that money is coming from.
And you see Will Smith coming out with a new album or trying to do some new music.
To that point, right? Like, how many there are kids who would know Will Smith as a rapper?
Hey, this cool ass Scott from the I Love 90s Music podcast. hit that subscribe button right now. Like it on the SOLC Network. You finna get all the real deal on the 90s, the 2000s, and the splash of that 80s. Do it right now, man, and I'll be your friend.